What is?
What up? We are DV.
No doubt about it.
Today is March 5th.
Ooh, shit.
I believe today is March 5th, 2025. It is a Wednesday.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, today I'd like to
Talking about wisdom.
speak about wisdom.
Side note, what brought this conversation on was that recently, for those that don't know, on February 25th, we turned 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a significant year, significant age, you know. Days later, and it's still going on right now, I just started growing in my wisdom teeth, right? Kind of weird. I think it's symbolic in a lot of ways. You know, being 40, I kind of feel like I'm really an adult now, right? And there's a lot of wisdom that came with that life of making it to 40 years old. It's a blessing for sure. And it's just kind of funny how my wisdom teeth come in now. But it was hurting, like, you know, the side of it, and I saw it on both sides, it was hurting on my gums. I was wondering, what the fuck's going on? Did I cut my gums or something? And I went in the mirror today, finally, with a flashlight, looked at that motherfucker, and I see a tooth growing in on the side, and the way in the back, and the same thing on the right side, growing on the side and the back. Except that one wasn't hurting very much, but yeah, so it's like I feel like a baby, big-ass baby teething.
That's a trip.
Marissa, my girlfriend, I told her about it, she said, this old? She said, it's like you're a late bloomer. I said, yeah, my mom told me I would be a late bloomer.
You always have been a late bloomer.
Late bloomer. I've been a late bloomer my whole life. So I was like, it's kind of funny now, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious. So that's what's going on. So that sparked this conversation about wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we're at right now. We've made it to 40 years old, man. And
what they say, man don't really grow up until he's about 40 something.
right, well,
That's what I've heard.
yeah.
What is wisdom? What is wisdom to you? What does it mean to you?
Right. Good question, right? What is wisdom to you? You know, for those of you who feel like you might be a wise person, or you know somebody who is wise in your life, what is that? What is it they possess that makes them wise? What is that you possess that makes you wise? What is wisdom? You know, let me know in the comments what you think wisdom is. For me, what I think wisdom could possibly be, at least what it pertains to me, is the knowledge, the collection of knowledge and experiences and how to use them in a beneficial way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what wisdom is to me.
Yeah.
A collection of knowledge and collection of experiences and how to use that information from that, how to use it in a beneficial way. That's how I look at wisdom. And because not everybody can gain knowledge. Knowledge is free. You can gain knowledge. You know, you can be a knowledgeable person. You can read a book and take all these classes all you want, and get all these get all these experiences in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not using that information in ways to make your life, you know, better, or at least help someone else with that knowledge, what's the point of all that knowledge? You're just a knowledgeable person for what? It's not helping anything, you know. It's not being used in a useful way. It's not useful. It's just information. That's it.
So it's safe to say the definition of wisdom would be like the practical use of all the collective knowledge.
The application of that knowledge. The application of knowledge.
Practical use of it.
Practical use of that. Yeah, practical application and use of that knowledge.
So basically all the ups and downs and all the good, the bad, the scaries, the joys, the highs, the lows, all these things combined in my life are things that I could utilize in a practical way.
Right.
To help me have a better life, enjoy life, get money, be healthier, you know, practical uses though. That is called wisdom.
Right.
That is what we're talking about.
Right. So,
that is what I think is something that only comes in time.
That's it.
I don't think you can skip steps.
Can't fast forward to wisdom.
To wisdom, you know.
And trust me, I tried it. I thought I could at a younger age. At a later time, I thought you could get to wisdom just like that.
If you could skip the steps of wisdom, would you?
Right.
Would you do it?
If you could skip the steps to get straight to wisdom without all the years in between.
Because I can't say what it would be for me and what it would be the same for you.
Right.
For you, it may be beneficial.
Right.
For me, I don't think so. Now looking back on a lot of things.
Well, I'm looking back. I'm looking back specifically at the age of. I want to say the age of 18, right? Because that's when he told you're an adult, right? I'm thinking about who I was at 18, and I truly wanted to skip forward all the way up to. I don't know what age, but I wanted to skip a lot of steps and get straight to the knowledge. And I honestly thought I already had the knowledge. Why? Because I had already been through so much, even at 18, right? For an 18-year-old, I'd say that he and I had been through a whole lot already, and you know, we gained a lot of quick experiences in a small amount of time, right? So yeah, I felt I knew it all. I felt I knew it all, as most young people do, right? I felt like I knew it all, and I didn't need years of experience to get more wisdom. I felt like I was wise. I knew what I needed to do, right? Could have been more wrong, but and I was what I considered a mature 18-year-old. You know, we lived on our own. We were 15 years old and paying our own bills at that time, and you know, been doing a lot of stuff that kids were doing in high school, but we were doing what college kids or even older than that were already doing while we were still in high school.
And still going to school.
Yeah,
so
still going to school.
We still had the discipline enough to at least wake up early enough to get to school.
Yeah.
You know, and still had a little part-time job.
Yeah.
We did all that.
So with those experiences came wisdom, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens with all your experiences, life experiences, and ups and downs and mistakes and all that stuff you learn. Which, don't forget, every mistake is really truly just a learning lesson.
Yeah.
It's just a lesson.
It's part of the process of learning anything, man.
You call it a mistake, but it's really just a lesson.
Yeah.
But with that comes, hopefully, what follows behind that, if you're doing it right, would be the wisdom, right? You're acting on those experiences now, those insights that you've gained. You're acting on them in a useful way. You're applying them to your life. You're applying them to certain situations now that will benefit you. That, to me, is the best use of that knowledge, and that's the best of use of wisdom. Wisdom, what can you do with wisdom? Well, what good is wisdom? Wisdom, to me, the positive part of it, I don't see a negative in it, honestly, but anyway, the positive way to use wisdom is, you know, that way you can go, okay, well, I've been here before. I'm in this situation, for instance, I mean, let's say, I'll just pull something out of the air. Let's say you're in a situation where you have a job that you've been at for about 5 years and it's been good to you, but now you're faced with being laid off, right? Well, yeah, I'm talking about this based on something I've been in before. You're in a situation where you're facing a situation where you're about to be laid off. Okay, you got one choice where you could just wait till the layoff to happen and then hopefully find another job after that, after you're laid off, which the in-between time is going to be kind of rough now because now, you know, how you going to make money in the in-between time, right? And you got bills that are still coming. Or the other option you got, now that you've been told you're about to be laid off, so before that time leads to that layoff, what do? You find a new job ahead of time before the job ends, right? You find a new job before that. You start looking now. Now that you've already been given a heads up, you start looking for a new job. So that way, when you get a new job, hopefully you can find a new job before that old job even ends, and then there's no break in your pay. There's no break in anything, right? It's a smooth transition. Because in the past, I made the mistake of not trying to find a job before the layoff happened. I went through all kind of other harder situations because I was broke in between. I didn't have any savings either. That's another thing you should think about. Have that ahead of time. Have something to, you know, keep you going when it all ends. So savings and also finding a new job before the job ends. Before it happened, I didn't do any of those things. The job ended and I was stuck. I had bills I had to pay, still had no money. I had no money, so I was broke. And then bills added up, so now my accounts were going into default and all kind of stuff because I had no money to pay for those things. Lost my car, all kind of shit. All because I didn't look. I didn't think to find a job before that job ended. It makes so much sense now, right? Back then, that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I was just like, when the job ends, I'll get a new one.
Yeah.
Young and dumb shit.
Yeah.
But now I know if that was to happen, I know for a fact exactly how to handle that situation. And that's where wisdom kicks in. You learn from those mistakes and you apply what the insights that you learn from that and put it into the new situation.
What kind of wisdom can we learn from love and past relationships or like, you know, for example, like breakups or just past relationships in general?
You tell me.
Shit, I mean, for me, I think wisdom kicked in a particular experience in terms of being in an unhealthy relationship, knowing when to be honest with yourself about it. Is it improving, or are we just stagnant? Are we just going in circles?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yes, I love her, but are we going anywhere good, or are we just standing still, or just pretending that we're moving forward, or convincing ourselves we're moving forward?
Right. You gotta know when to
I
call.
learned when to be honest with myself about this. I knew when to notice certain signs now. You know what I mean? That it may be a potential for it to turn into a toxic situation.
Right.
You know, like there's certain flags, you know, that come up when I meet a chick and I see that we're talking and she says certain things. Those are certain flags for me because I know the psychology behind certain things.
Right. What follows behind
What follows behind that. I know where certain behaviors come from. I know where certain habits could turn into. I know what certain past experiences may indicate.
Well,
So,
like what? Can you talk about it?
okay, like, so if a chick if I'm talking to her and she's telling me something about, so she immediately goes in and starts talking about, okay, say for example, she's got a kid and she starts talking about her kid's dad or whatever, and she immediately starts talking negative about him. I'm thinking, do you talk negative about your kid's dad in front of the kid? Do you express these ideas in front of him? Do you always think about him in a negative way? Is your relationship with him toxic? You know what I mean? Like things like that. I'm already listening for that because I'm thinking, oh shit, so you got a pattern of toxic past relationships and you hold on to stuff. That means you're probably bitter in some ways. That means you probably got some traumas, which means you're probably going to be triggered by things that I may say. That's really not my fucking problem, that it's yours. I'm looking at all that. I'm thinking about all these things. That's wisdom now because I've been through it now. I know how to spot these things.
Right.
So I know, okay, do I really want to engage? Do I want to take this seriously? Probably not yet anyway. Do I even want to take it any further? Because it may lead to some unnecessary conflicts.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I don't want to waste my time.
No, makes sense. Right.
So that's wisdom for that in those situations, you know?
Yeah.
In love and shit. You know? What about you? Where does wisdom kick in the realm of love and relationships?
In the realm of love and relationships, for sure, I can say someone who, well, let's talk about lying, right? Because that's something that should always be the biggest red flag in any relationship. When it comes to people who lie, in the past, I would ignore what I called white lies back then, right? Ignore what they call white lies.
Yeah.
What I learned from those experiences is that white lies always turn into bigger lies later.
Yeah.
White lies always do. And that person who continuously tells those white lies, guaranteed that it's a habit they've had before you met them.
Okay,
They were
right.
doing it before you met them,
Yeah.
right? That's one. So obviously I watch out for those. Once I see the white lies, I pretty much just get out of the way. Get out of there as soon as I see the white lies. The white lies are going to turn to bigger lies later. It's every time. That's the wisdom on that. Another one I can tell you is a person who's always putting the blame on the ex. Didn't work because them. Didn't work because of them. Didn't work because of them.
Tells you they have lack of accountability.
Exactly.
When I hear people do that.
And guess what? You're gonna be that next story.
Yeah, I'll be the
You're
next
gonna be
reason
that
why
next
you
reason why it
ain't.
didn't
Yeah,
work out.
I'll be
You're
your
gonna
next
the
reason why.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So the person is always, you listen to people who's always going, yeah, it didn't work because of them. Didn't work because of them. It's their fault. It's their fault.
Yeah.
That person holds no accountability for what they did in that relationship because a relationship takes two people, at least two people.
Which means that transfers over to life. That means in general, they probably do that in general in life. There's probably lots of things in the life where they don't take accountability.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what you learn about that person. And I learned that from the past. Those kind of people, that's a trend that you should pay attention to. Because they're more than likely they're going to be that way. So that's something else I've learned as far as the wisdom. You know, I'm wise enough to catch that and go, get out of there.
Also, I can tell now, like the wisdom, like certain things, because of wisdom, I've learned through to watch people's patterns. I've learned to watch if people respect time or not. If they waste their time on dumb shit, that means they don't respect even their own time.
Right.
They're not going to respect mine. And usually I give people that option to see if they will. And usually they don't. You know, and when they don't, I've made the mistake in the past by continuing the relationship or whatever it is I've got going on and let them waste my time. At the end of the day, I'm mad. I wasted my time. it's not, I can't be mad at them. I allowed it to happen. So now I understand. It's like either make it a point to let the person know to respect your time, or just don't continue the situation, because they probably just don't respect their own time. It's not personal. So they're not even thinking. It's not like they're sitting there going, I can't wait to waste this motherfucker's time and cancel or bullshit and do whatever. You know, it's not like they're thinking about it. You can't take it personal. It's just how they live their life. So it transfers on how now it's affecting yours. So you gotta be mindful of these sort of things. If you don't want to waste your time, because at the end of the day, you can be mad at them all you want, but you chose to engage in this situation.
Still allowed it.
And allowed it to happen. That is accountability. But if you don't want to waste your time, pay attention to that, because that'll tell you that they probably don't give a fuck about their own time.
And it's not nothing personal. It's just about, you know, well, I'll just say this. I won't say it's not personal, but what I say is that it's nothing with ill intent. It's just saying, you know, because you could be your best homie. You could be, a girl you really like. Really like this girl. I love the thing about it. But she has this thing about her that she wastes a lot of her time. And because I care much about what goes on in my life, I don't want that to spill over and affect mine. So you might have to back out. Just for a reason like that. It's nothing against her. It's just that you're going to spend any kind of time, any significant amount of time with somebody, know that energy will spill over into your life. And it's going to affect your life some way. So you got to be aware of that. Yeah, for sure. Once again, some wisdom, right?
I mean, and also, like, another thing too I pay attention to is when people are judgmental of other people. If I'm around a person, I constantly hear them making judgments of other people based on physical, whatever, money, anything. Probably a no-go for me, because I'm going to notice that that means to me that you're probably a very insecure person. That's why you're projecting in the first place and constantly judging somebody else. I don't have time for another adult in my life that isn't sure about who they are and what they want. Not at this stage of my life. I know where I'm going. I know what's going on for me. And if you don't, you're likely going to do other things, and that's going to slow me down. It's going to weigh me down. I don't need it, because I'm honest enough with myself to know that because I'm an empathetic person, I will probably find myself having way too much empathy for what's going on. And that can drag me down, energy-wise.
Get way too caught up into
it. I just know myself, and I just rather not.
Thought about it.
So that's some wisdom on that type of thing, It's just another way to fucking conserve your energy.
For you who's listening, what are some things that you think that you gain wisdom from? Let us know in the comments. How do you think? Where do you gain your wisdom from? Who do you know who's wise? Right? Is your grandma? Is your mother? Your father? Your brother? Your little brother? Your little sister?
Because sometimes people younger than us for sure could be wiser than us. It's just the reality. You know what I'm saying?
You can learn something from everyone.
Ain't
no
nobody
matter the age. You know what I mean? But, so let me know. Let us know what you think about it in the comments, Because, like I said, I know you go through this. That's the reason why you're listening to us right now. So I know you relate to this. For sure. Or at least you're interested in some way. So, this wisdom thing is an ongoing thing as well, It doesn't just stop at a certain age. It comes with growth. It comes with growth.
The more you grow.
It comes with more experiences, more chances that you take too. Keep taking chances, by the way. That's what life's all about anyway. Take chances.
I bet my life I'm a dice shaker.
That's right.
But you'll be lame all your life,
hater. No doubt about it.
It's a great nip. But man, for sure, just utilize wisdom, and when it kicks in, accept it. You know what I mean? Don't let that shit just go one ear and that, because sometimes somebody might drop some wisdom on you. Don't let it go on one ear and not the other. Give it a shot. It might be some useful shit. 9 times out of 10, especially when we're young, our parents told us a gang of shit, and it didn't kick in till later. So don't ever let it. Give it a chance.
100%.
And if you've been blessed enough on this earth to gain wisdom, utilize it and pass it on. That's all I want to say on that.
Speaking of passing it on, if you found any kind of anything valuable in this video at all, if you know somebody who might find value in this video at all, anything at all, please share this video with them. Let them know. Maybe this will help them in so many different types of ways. You never know. Also, make sure to like this video And check out any other videos in our playlist, the DV Twins playlist. Check out all the rest of our videos in there.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you can find other cool shit in there that'll help you out.
Yeah.
Practical stuff. That's what
useful
that's all we're
stuff.
doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about it if it's not practical.
That we've experienced in our own life. So
Right.
this isn't. We're not just up here. Just
This isn't out of a
learning
book or
Yeah.
some bullshit
Shit
like
we done
that.
been through. Yeah.
Right. Shit that we've experienced ourselves.
Yeah.
But you know, most of all, like I said, make sure to subscribe to this channel so we can continue to keep hitting you with more
Sure.
content like this, more conversations, so we can stay connected. Most of all, with you.
Yeah.
That's what we're really concerned with, is keeping connections with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because right now we're out here looking for our tribe, and every person who comes across this most likely is a part of our tribe. So
Because I know we're not the only ones.
I know we're not.
So
Right.
holla back.
So let us know we're not the only ones. So comment in this video and like the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I love y'all. I love you because I love myself. So I want you to love yourself for yourself.
Wow. Cool.